Sangana kwatakaita negender links vakauya through council kuti tsika dzemunharaunda dzadzi kungotarisirawo madzimai pasi kazhinji. Saka izvozvi madzimai akuonekerawo akufananidzwa nevarume zvakaenzana nekuda kwekuti madzimai akwanisa kushanda.
Initially piloted with 10 local authorities, the Centers of Excellence for Gender in Local Government initiative has since been cascaded to 68 local authorities. That's 74% of all local authorities in Zimbabwe, servicing over 10 million people.
The Centers of Excellence program is one of the most extensive, systematic, comprehensive efforts at gender mainstreaming at the local level. In Zimbabwe and indeed in the SADC region.
The program's theory of change is based on Thenjiwe Mtenso's Access, Participation and Transformation Framework for Gender in Governance, which suggests that for women to make a difference, a critical mass of women need to be present in decision-making structures and positions. All these councils now have gender focal persons and gender champions, the drivers of change who create multiplier effects through gender action plans and gender-responsive resource allocations, albeit within tight economic constraints.
The program has seen a scenario where now councils have gender policies, gender is no longer ridiculed or trivialized in meetings. And it's gone to the extent now where gender focal persons are part of the management team, whether they are in management or not. We've seen an increasing number of male gender focal persons, very active, and we have support from the Zimbabwe Local Government Association. They have a forum for women in local government.
The Ministry of Local Government issued key directives that strengthened voluntary decisions by councils to join the program. These include directives to appoint and recognize gender focal persons, writing gender key performance indicators into the job descriptions of senior officials, and support for the Violence Against Women baseline study.
We are saying that Urunga District Council is a local authority that would want to promote a gender-responsive district in which men and women enjoy equality, they contribute equally. Women councillors constitute about 11.5%, and the management, women, we are constituting 40%, and the council staff overall, we are constituting about 32%. Our HR policies at Urunga District Council are now gender responsive in terms of selection and recruitment. We want to recruit more women.
Gender management systems have been set up in all centers of excellence. This includes gender focal persons and gender champions in all centers of excellence, extending to gender committees in 65% of the COEs.
For us to really mainstream gender activities, to see that gender activities were being tackled efficiently, there was need for us to have a gender committee, and the council began to have a gender committee, a standalone gender committee, and we had a standalone gender budget.
Key about this program is that it's not just about systems and structures. It is about services and service delivery where it matters most at the coalface of development, local government. So local government is responsible for water, for sanitation, for health, for education.
Tinogara navo pasi kwenguva refu vowana counseling kusvikira vasununguka votaura zvese zvinenge zvichivanetsa and then vopiwa maservices ari available pano.
In reflecting on the implementation of communities of excellence in Zimbabwe, it is clear that the program has made a significant impact on governance in the country.
When we've been around visiting council, and the last visit that I made was in Zimbawe and Kaduma, we talked a lot about gender-based violence. And the numbers are heart-wrenching. Women and children who are abused and victims of gender-based violence or domestic violence. And some figures report are even higher. Shocking. And it has to be tackled. And in this room, there are so many of you, with the highest representatives of government, you will be able to do something about it.
Critical partners have been formed with the local government associations and the Ministry of Local Government, resulting in political buy-in, which enabled Gender Link Zimbabwe to roll out the program to local authorities in Zimbabwe.
We're holding a 50-50 campaign in Yamandovu Village 4, where we're advocating for women councillors to be actively involved in politics so that it increases their chances of being elected in the 2018 elections which are upcoming.
Perhaps the most critical indicator of the Centers of Excellence program in Zimbabwe is that it is changing lives and making a difference.
Ndakatanga kutengesa kubva 2009 tichiri kutengesera tiri kuflea market yakudhara, saka takazochinjwa takuya kumuku. Saka tiri kushanda hedu zvakanaka, uye mukushanda kwatiri kuita vakadzi ndo vakawanda pane varume, percentage yacho vakadzi yakawanda pane varume. Saka tiri kungotengesa hedu zvinhu zviri kufamba, uye tiri kushanda zvakanaka nekansero yedu. Tonzwisana kana tine zvichemo tikaendesa kukansero vanotinzwisisawo vachigamuchira zvichemo zvedu. Saka basa redu riri kufamba mune zvakanaka.
Moving forward, we're now in the post-2015 era, the era of the Sustainable Development Goals. We've got major targets that need to be achieved by 2030, and the Centers of Excellence are well placed to help deliver on those. So we need to reach out. We need to make sure that all 92 councils join this program. We need to strengthen the program content of the Centers of Excellence. We need to look at things like climate change, sexual and reproductive health and rights, peace and conflict resolution, and strengthen the content of these programs.
What we intend to have is sort of a consolidation phase or stage where we focus on those councils that are not progressing well, so that at least all our councils can be at par when it comes to implementation of the action plans.
We need to look at new target groups. 60% of the population of Zimbabwe and of the region is below the age of 30. Are we speaking to them? Are we bringing them in? Most crucially, going forward, we also need to see how we make use of new technologies. They give us so many possibilities now for demanding accountability, for sharing information. So we're establishing a community of practice that will help us to ensure that on a daily basis, even when we don't see each other, we can share knowledge and ideas and create this dynamic community that is committed to gender equality.
Oh yeah! Boys to school, girls to school.